This is the Passat CC, a new, lowered, sportier take on one of the most successful, longest-running executive cars in the world. Now the CC in this case doesn't stand for coupe convertible, so don't expect the top to fold away. No, it stands for comfort coupe, and it may well be a direct rival to cars such as the Mercedes CLS. Under this slinky bodywork you'll find the same chassis and engines used in the regular Passat. But somehow the sleek lines and sportier interior make this car feel far more prestigious. This is the 140 brake horsepower turbo diesel with Blue Motion technology. Mechanically, it has a nice, solid feel, and the interior has that traditional VW quality. It will reach 62 miles per hour in a respectable 9.8 seconds and has bags of mid-range pull. Yet this engine will return combined fuel consumption of around 60-odd miles per gallon. Chances are, if you're looking for real refinement in an executive car, you'll have to stick with a big petrol. But this TD is smoother than most. Now, of course, in the executive car class, saying that it's quiet for a diesel is a bit like saying that Kim Jong-il was only a moderately brutal dictator. Nevertheless, it is surprisingly refined given the economy on offer. The Passat has of course been around for a very long time now. In fact, I remember my father had one as a company car when I was a little boy. But it has evolved considerably over the years, and the Passat is as much at the cutting edge of the market today as it was 20 years ago. It is literally a legend, and the 1.6-litre Blue Motion Passat, the standard car, managed to get itself into the Guinness Book of Records in 2010 for covering 1,527 miles on a single tank of fuel. Now that is impressive heritage. Inside you get a well-built, simply laid out dashboard with a slightly more upmarket entertainment screen than the ones found in the standard Passat. Once again, it's obvious that VW has upped its game in terms of refinement with carefully crafted sports seats and cabin fabrics that are nice and soft to the touch. The seats, steering wheel, instruments and many of the controls differ between the Passat Saloon and the CC. Even the instrument backlighting is in a different colour, while some features have been handed down from VW's luxury saloon, the Phaeton. There are actually lots of options on the list, including a clever lane departure warning system and adaptive cruise control that maintains the distance from the vehicle in front. But this is my favourite feature on this car.
Yes, just like a very expensive Mercedes, the Passat will actually park itself for you. You still control the throttle, clutch, gears and brake of course, but the car manoeuvres itself perfectly into position using a number of proximity sensors. It takes a little getting used to of course, but it is a phenomenally useful feature.
The CC is a really comfortable, flexible car, especially on uneven road surfaces, which, let's face it, accounts for probably half the roads in Great Britain, with a further quarter that have been sabotaged by very dim-witted councils who have a fixation with speed humps. It may not be a big cat or a Merc, but it's certainly one of the most civilised things on the market for the price. This car is also fitted with adaptive suspension, which firms up the ride and adds a little bit of weight to the steering. Unfortunately, although you may be able to feel a difference instantly through the steering wheel, it doesn't make that much difference to the way that the car corners. And let's face it, feedback is never particularly great. Brakes are good though. Brakes are phenomenally good. There are a few other drawbacks. There isn't quite as much room in the CC as the standard Passat.
Believe it or not, the car is actually slightly pyramid-shaped, which means that the back seat is too narrow to accommodate 3 full-sized adults. And if you're used to a proper big exec, the slope of the windscreen may make you feel slightly claustrophobic. But chances are, if you're interested in the CC, then sporty lines will be more appealing than masses of space anyway.
This is one of the most comfortable motorway monsters I've ever driven in my life. It is brilliant. I do love this 6-speed manual gearbox. It is incredibly smooth. It has that nice VW firm, solid feel to it. And the thing is, when you start cruising with it in 6th gear on the motorway, it is effortless. Even on our test track, I cruised around the test track at 110 miles an hour. No bother, no fuss, didn't care. Now I know at the moment we have a stupid old-fashioned 70-mile-an-hour speed limit, but hopefully that will change one day. And when it does, you'll be delighted to know that this car will plod along quite happily at 95 miles an hour at 2,500 RPM. Yep, it'll do over 40 to the gallon at 95 miles an hour. Just saying, for future reference. So my final verdict. Well, to me the CC is an extremely good-looking executive car that's probably more stylish than a BMW 5 Series. Mercedes CLS characteristics without the price tag. It's a brilliant spin on Volkswagen's ever-popular Passat.